Today we're looking at must-find dollar bills that you can be looking for from the bank. So you go to the bank, ask for dollar bills, maybe you can afford 20 or 50 or 100 at a time. You search through them for different types of errors that we're going to talk about that can give your dollar bills some extra value. So let's just hop into it here. First off is a 1974 $1 bill. It looks very normal here on the back printing of the bill, but here on the face of the bill you can see it has a multiple impression error. The design there has been printed multiple times, right? Now this bill is graded by PMG at a 63, so the condition will always affect the value as well. But this $1 bill ended up selling for over $1,400, all because of that multiple impression error. So keep that in mind when you're going through your $1 bills. Now here's an older $10 bill, but this could, relate to a lot of other bills as well, not just older $10 bills. So this is actually two different examples of a $10 bill. These are consecutive notes, so they were printed, right after each other, together basically. So it's not like one was printed and then 3 months later the next one was printed. These have the same serial numbers. They're consecutives, one after one another. So they both have a stuck digit, and you can see that there on the right side of the bill as we zoom in there on this 1974 Federal Reserve note. $10 looks normal on the back of the bills, but these two bills together sold for $300 at auction. Not bad for $20. Moving right along to a 1977 $1 bill. Again, looks very normal here on the face of the bill, but on the back you can see that it has an insufficient inking error. This is also graded by PMG as well at a 64 this time, and this Federal Reserve note ended up selling for over $310. Super simple error to look for there. This one is actually a really easy one to look for as well. You don't have to inspect the bill very closely. It's just missing that black seal over there on the left side of the bill. So it's an insufficient inking error as well on this 1977 Federal Reserve note. Now this $1 bill ended up selling for $186. Moving right along to another dollar bill that has an insufficient inking error on the face printing of the bill. So you can see that obviously here on the face of the bill. This time this dollar bill is graded by PCGS. It's from 1981. And this Federal Reserve note sold for $186 as well. All right, moving on to an older $20 bill from 1985. Not too old, obviously. 1985 is not too long ago, but it's the older designs of $20 bills, of course. Now this has an offset printing error. So we are going to see that here on the back of the bill. So you'll see the design from the face of the bill here on the back of the bill. Now this $20 bill sold for $159. Moving right along to a 1985 $1 bill. Now you'll notice on the face of the bill, it's missing the seals, the serial numbers, all the numbers there, and you'll see that those are printed here on the back printing of the bill. So the overprint is on the back of the $1 bill, and that's why this bill sold for $247. This time this bill is graded by PCGS. Next up is a solvent smear error taking place on two different 1995 $1 bills. Now you'll see that they are graded by PMG, one at a 66, one at a 67. You can see that solvent smear there on the back printing of the bill. Very, very obvious. Most people would pass something like this up, not really think much about it, but it is actually an error that can give the bill extra value, and that's why these bills sold for $216. Why you always inspect both sides of the bills. Now this next one is a $100 bill from 1996, and you'll see that this also has a solvent smear here on the face of the bill, and you'll see that really on the whole face of the bill. You'll see all that black ink there smeared. The United States of America down at the bottom, at the top of the bill. It's kind of all over, right? So this bill graded by PCGS ended up selling for over $200. Someone doubled up on their money there. Now here are some $20 bills from 1996. These have a partial face to back offset errors going on here. So You'll see offset errors like we looked at earlier where the whole design of the face of the bill is on the back of the bill. or vice versa. But on these bills, on the back of these bills, you'll only see a partial part of that printing from the face of the bill. So that's why it's partial face to back offset. You'll see that there in the corner as we are zoomed in there on the $20 bills. So these bills ended up selling together for $222. Moving right along to a bill from the year 2001. Now it does have a very high grade by PCGS, but it also has a very rare error. So it has a mismatched serial number. Now we have discussed these in a lot of my currency videos, so I'll always try to throw one of these in if I do see one sell at auction. Now this example is really interesting. This dollar bill sold for $630 at auction. So you can see here on the left side of the bill it starts with 7644 and then it ends in 847. Remember that 847. Now over here on the right side of the bill it goes 76445 907. So one ends in 847, the other in 907. So the 84 and the 90 are mismatched. Now you can have one number mismatched, multiple numbers mismatched. If you have multiple, it's probably going to sell for even more. But both of these numbers and letters, block letters, you can see the B, the prefix letters, you can see that the B's are matching on both sides. But the numbers are supposed to be matching on both sides as well. Now, if you find one that's not matching, that means that you may be in for some good money. So $630 at auction. Now, this next up is a more modern $100 bill from the year 2009. It does have a cutting error. It's not a super valuable bill. You know, someone had to pay to get it graded, so I wouldn't imagine they made anything when they sold this bill because it only sold for $129. So not really making much of a profit there, but if you're buying it, you know, it's always worth $100. You really only spent $29 for you know, a minor cutting error. And also, you know, if it had a higher grade than a 55, of course, it could have sold for, you know, even more money. Now here's an error, a missing print error that we've looked at in some previous dollar bill videos. This is graded by PMG at a 65, and this dollar bill ended up selling for $750 at auction. And the back printing of the bill looks completely normal like any old dollar bill would. So always inspect both sides, look at the numbers, look at the block letters, look for all kinds of different errors because some of them can be extremely valuable. And don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.